of change of the law. But most of us, I think, felt that it was going to go on like this forever.
It's time to begin. Yes, it's time.
We didn't realise that liberation was on its way.
Time for children. Time to teach them.
We didn't realise that we were going to get a government in Australia not long after that would in fact have very similar tastes and interests to us, and that therefore a lot of change would come about naturally.
Yes, it's time.
So we fought it as if there was no help on our side.
Can the fuss over the Little Red Schoolbook, though, really be attributable to the fact that it was part of the spirit of youthful rebellion, the changing times, both here and abroad? Or were there deeper reasons than that?
There was a real concern that the other sections, the other 3/4 of the book, which was about empowerment, challenged authority, particularly in the education system, and that this was a battle that authority had to win, otherwise they would lose control. The inmates would be running the asylum.
Demonstrations. If, for example, you don't want to have to line up in the playground, demonstrate by just going straight into the classrooms. If you're dissatisfied with a certain teacher and he refuses to talk to you, organise a strike. Get everybody to stay out in the playground during his lessons all day.
So it had a political motive. And the politicians saw the political motive.
Well, it now seems that this student protest, which started in the universities, is spreading to schools. Very briefly, what would your reaction be if in the next few days your pupils organised a strike after reading this book?
Well, in the first place, I don't particularly like the idea of strikes.
Could you be more specific about your objections?
Well, I don't think there's the slightest necessity for them to have a strike, because most of the freedoms that the book advocates we have had for years.
It must be a wonderful school, Miss Manners.
I like to think that it is. They're wonderful children.
Thank you very much indeed, all of you. Let's go now on some of the lines of comment rather than advice in this book. It says teachers are dogs on leads too. All grown-ups are paper tigers, and this sort of thing. Now, do you agree with this? Is this the way you look at teachers?
No, nobody looks at teachers as all paper tigers, but if I could just mention about the strike. Nobody, not even a worker, goes on strike at the first thing. You try everything first of all, and then if you fail, then you go on strike.
Do you think it is right, any of you, that you should be advised in a book like this to regard teachers as dogs on leads, to regard your own parents as paper tigers?
We thought that we were going to tell the children, if we couldn't tell the teachers, we were going to tell the teachers, you have to be a rebellion against this system. You have to uprise against it. It's not in your interest just to be a pupil in school, sitting down and listening to what the teachers try to tell you is important. So that's one of the things we did, we tried to do.
Well, I think the real controversial thing was that we went directly to the children.
Yeah, absolutely.
Around the grown-ups, and parents, teachers and everything.
That
we went directly.
What all the fuss was about.
I think so too.
They wouldn't admit at that time.
No, that was the problem.
Yeah, they wouldn't admit that was what the fuss was about.
No.
But in the end, it was that, of course.